Clear the objectives.
Good morning, YouTube. This is the first half of my wish list for Ghosts. Okay, so the first thing that I have to note is that in the recent Xbox One reveal, they noted that you can have more than the normal amount, or that you will have an increased number of people that can engage into a game at one time. And what I'm looking at is that in Ground War for Call of Duty, you can have up to 18 people. In Borderlands 2, you can have up to 4 people, and I don't know exactly why that is. That may just be a limit of what the co-op is going to work well with. But you're going to be able to put more people in the same game for a co-op or a multiplayer experience, and I think this is really cool. This is going to revolutionize some things in the game, and this is something that I am actually very excited for. What does bigger games mean? In Borderlands 2 or in a co-op environment, what this is going to mean is that you're going to have bigger games. You're going to have games with bigger storylines, even bigger than they are now, that multiple hours to play through. You're going to have such large games that it's going to be more difficult in places. I think the more players you have, it'll get more difficult. Now, even Borderlands 2, you know, the creatures of Pandora weaken, or whenever someone leaves, or the creatures of Pandora strengthen whenever someone enters into your game. So this is already an element of this that's involved. But I'm thinking that there are some games that just aren't going to play optimally unless you have 6 people playing with you. 6 or 7 maybe. I don't know what that number is. I'm making it up right now just as we speak. Didn't know it a minute ago. Know it now. That's what it is. 6 or 7, just to let you know. Call of Duty and other first-person shooter against each other games. What if we had 36, and I'm only using 36 because it's double of 18. At least I think it's double of 18. 18 plus 18, carry the 1. Yep, 36 is what I'm going with. 36 players in a ground war. What if a standard team deathmatch is 10 on 10 now? What does that do to map size? What does that do to kill streaks? What does that, because kill streaks are not just about how many kills you can get on the other team, on the enemy team. Kill streaks are also about map control and how much map control you're going to gain or attain from the enemy by using this kill streak or this score streak. So that is huge. It's going to revamp, like a sentry gun now on this map. Can you imagine this map right here? Can you imagine this map right here with a sentry gun in a well-guarded position with trophy systems, but there are 36 players on this map? 36 players on a map like Array, you know, I think that would probably be the appropriate number. 36 on Jungle, that wouldn't be so terribly overcrowded. 36 on Dome. Yeah. Tell me about a kill fest. You're either going to have to run scavenger and become a boss, or you're going to die an awful lot. Prepare to have the spawn camping begin. Imagine how many spawns you're going to have to make. Oh man. So many spawns. More people in the game changes the entire dynamic of the way the game is going to be created. Why am I sitting still with my pretty pink gun? Somebody tell me in the comments why I'm sitting still with a pretty pink gun. Anyway. Got him. More players, different kind of game mode. You're not going to see the smaller maps like this unless, I don't know, are you? Or are they going to continue to go with 6 on 6 as a standard team size? Or are you going to have 3 demolition bomb sites? Are you going to have 4 search and destroy bomb sites? Are you going to lay down and get shot in the head just like that? I sure hope so. So this is what I'm looking for, is these bigger games. I'm really looking forward to that. I don't play a lot of Ground War. I actually don't want gameplays that are so incredibly extended long, and I feel like I've bit off an awful lot by choosing this gameplay that's somewhere around 10 minutes or so. But I was also looking at other things like the perks. I don't know that you can change it just because you have more people. Do you want to make the soldier stronger? I don't know that you want to do that. That's very ambitious. And I fail. What about different kinds of games and mixing games. The car games are very popular. Forza came out as a launch title for the Xbox One, and PlayStation 4 also had a car game. I don't know what it is. Please, yeah, Gran Torino, something. Gran Turismo. I don't even know if that's still even a franchise. I don't know. I don't know what the games. They used to have Driver. That was a pretty fun game. The driving games are definitely coming out. They're showing the carbon fiber inside the shell of the car and the paint job, and what I thought was just so super impressive with what Xbox had revealed was that they actually showed dirt being kicked up by the tires and the individual treadline patterns of the tires. That's again about a video that I made about it. Just looks prettier, but okay, it looks prettier, and in a racing game, I think that means a lot, because I don't know that you have to keep. I don't know anything about racing games, so I should probably just stop there. But what if we mix racing games and Call of Duty? So instead of think the multi-team platform. Multi-team platform is 3 teams of 3 people on these maps in Black Ops 2. That's how these games work. And so you take 1 team or 3 teams of 3 people. What if you had 5 teams of 2 people? 5 teams of 2 people. What if you had 9 teams of 2 people? And you had 1 driver, and you had 1 guy that rode in the back and shot. And no, I'm not talking about a mounted M50 or 50 cal or whatever. I'm talking about a Python or a pistol or something silly, underpowered. This was actually a co-op mission in previous games. You rode a not a four-wheeler, a snowmobile around and around, and the guy on the back had a Kimbo FMG9s, maybe? I think, I don't know. But the guy in the back shot, the guy in the front had a gun, but there was no way to really aim it all that well, center of the screen with no crosshairs. But it was cool. What if you had some shooting and driving, and that was an actual multiplayer, and you got an achievement for driving the car? I think it's kind of cool. That sounds. What do you think? Does that interest anyone else? What if that's a kill streak? What if you have to have a kill streak that takes 2 or 3 of your people off the board, but is incredibly powerful because you have so many people? It can be done. Maybe it can't be done, or just a dedicated game mode to racing and shooting. Or operating something. One guy does something, and the other guy is shooting. I understand that the Spec Ops just bombed, but I think that the limited scale of the Spec Ops is one of the reasons that it bombed. Plus, it was something you had to con somebody else into play, and it also had no bearing whatsoever on true multiplayer. So those are all kinds of negatives that I'm not talking about having and leaving in for this new game. I mean to specifically take them out and make this a whole new game mode. If you don't like that, one of the other things that was debuted on the Xbox One reveal was sports. They went into such great detail and lengths, and Kovic and Bruce Green, I think, or whatever, the IGN guys. Ooh, message. They specifically went in and talked about how much sports was displayed. Not only sports games, but also watching sports. And ESPN's going to have their own app. And the teaming up of Roger Goodell and the NFL with not with Call of Duty, with Xbox. See how synonymous names here. With Xbox. What if you had Call of Duty Sports, Call of Duty Ghost Sports, and it was that instead of kicking a ball in soccer, you shot the ball, and instead of, this is the whole objective to the game. If you shoot a player, maybe it takes him and knocks him back, maybe it takes him out of the game for a few seconds, or maybe the cover is just really good, and you got to keep the ball in the air, or both teams lose a guy. I don't know. These are all things that are really interesting to me. I really want new game modes, and I think that new game modes like this would be revolutionary in Call of Duty, and I think that they would go a long way to spark some life into something that gets so incredibly old here in a little while in the future. And people go to looking for other games, and the longer you can keep them in your game, the better off you're going to be in the long run, the more DLC you sell. that's just my thoughts. What kind of game modes do you want to see in the future? Thanks. Have a great day.
What force will prevail, guided by the skewer, and only one thing sure.